Hey, what's up, man?
Hey bud, so I'm currently trying to make a video on the new Bujin support, and I've been having a bit of trouble trying to understand what the new XYZ Bujin monsters, and I was hoping you'd give me a bit of help since you're a bit more knowledgeable of the TCG than I am.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Alright, let me just get your picture. Alright, it's in the Discord.
Okay, let's take a look.
So yesterday I made a video on Tellarknights, and in that video I stated that I thought of all the new decks coming from the latest world, that deck had the most potential for immediate success. I think I might have made a mistake. See, I hadn't actually tried out the new support for Iron Man and his gang of cheap Kung Fu Panda knockoffs, and after quite a bit of playtesting I've come to the conclusion, yeah, this deck's pretty nuts. The coolest thing about this deck is how adaptable I found it. Basically, no matter what you're up against, you can generally set an opening board for it. You see a Bandit Keith and you're worried he's going to pummel your ass with a Purgatrio? Search for Sinyou. You see a Zane player and you're worried about Overflow's non-target destruction? Search for Hare. You see a cringy role player with balance so you assume Dark Magician and want to avoid circle banishing all your stuff? Search a Turtle. You see a Mokuba player running See You Later and assume Ritual Beast but are worried you might not actually make it in time for your Christmas dinner? Hit the surrender button. And it doesn't just stop at the current game you are playing. The deck has so many options in how it can be built based on the decks you think you might be facing. For example, my list isn't running any Quillen, but if you'll find you're coming across a ton of Witchcrafter players, maybe you could swap it in place of a Turtle, which is pretty dead in that matchup. Another cool thing about the deck is if you go first and open Ties of the Brethren, you just can't lose. This will give you Yamato for a search and discard, Mikazuchi for a spell search, and Arasuda for a draw and discard. Not to mention it just popped 2000 of your life points for a Trunade Destiny Draw search next turn, and gave you 3 level 4 monsters for any XC summon you like. So here's the deck list. Now keep in mind what I said in the intro and feel free to swap around all the Kung Fu Panda knockoffs depending on what decks you seem to be facing a lot of, or just have a general grudge against. The deck is based around 3 Beast Warrior monsters. Yamato once per turn during your end phase can add 1 Bujin monster from your deck to hand, then discard a card. Mikazuchi can be special summoned whenever a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster you control is destroyed. Once per turn during the end phase, if a Bujin monster was sent from hand to grave, you can add 1 Bujin spell or trap from deck to hand, which in this case will be Bujincarnation, which is basically just an insane comeback card. If your opponent controls a monster and you do not, target 1 Bujin monster in your grave and one of your banished Bujin monsters, special summon them both. Arasuda can be special summoned from hand whenever a Bujin monster is banished from field or graveyard. If a Bujin card was added from deck to hand this turn, during the end phase you may draw a card then discard. Now the last 2 monsters don't really matter all that much, you basically just want to open Yamato, and thanks to Ties of the Brethren, you can drastically increase the chances of this happening. Pay 2000 life points to target 1 level 4 or lower monster and special summon 2 monsters from your deck with the same type, attribute and level, but you cannot special summon or conduct the battle phase for the rest of the turn. Keep in mind, if you do this, you will have 3 Beast Warriors on board that will all activate their effects during the end phase. To support these guys you have a whole bunch of critters. Crane is a hand trap that allows you to double the original attack of a Bujin Beast Warrior type monster during damage calculation in either player's turn. Hare can be banished at any point from grave to prevent the destruction of a Beast Warrior type monster, whether that be from battle or card effect. Sinyou can be banished from grave during either player's damage step to grant a Beast Warrior Bujin attack equal to the current attack of the monster it's trying to battle. Turtle can be banished from grave during either turn to negate any targeting effect on a Bujin Beast Warrior monster. The deck also now has 2 new Bujin Xyz monsters. Susan Uwu requires 2 Bujin monsters and is your main boss monster. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each, and once per turn may attach an Xyz material to add any Bujin monster from deck to hand, or from deck to graveyard. So keep in mind, you can use this to search for an instant Crane, making it a 4800 attack, or you can send a Turtle straight from deck to graveyard for instant target negation. You can search for anything. The other Xyz is Tsukuyomi. Now this guy has a pretty nice effect and isn't a bad card by all means, but I've struggled to find times where I've wanted to summon this guy over Susan. It honestly surprises me that this is the SR and not the other way around. Once per turn you may attach a material to send your hand to the grave, minimum of 1 card. And if you do, draw 2. When this card you control leaves the field due to an opponent's card effect, you can target one level 4 Bujin monster up to the number of Xyz materials on this card and special summon them. Alright guys, that's it for the toying part of the video. The rest of the video will be gameplay showcasing the list in action. If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like, as well as subscribing to the channel for more content from me. Also, feel free to check out my Discord, Patreon and Twitch in the links down below. And if you happen to have $1 lying around and wish to support me, feel free to click that join button down below to support me directly, as well as gain access to a few little neat perks. Enjoy the gameplay!
Duel. Duel! Duel.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob? Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis. Oh.